All right, let's go ahead and show this one off. So, I have sold my Vogelsong. I have had this one for about 3 years, came in this condition. I have done very little to it other than gaze at the inside and then put it back together. My rule, I think a good rule for everyone when you got a parking meter is don't work on one until you have two. I never got a second one of these, so looked at it, inspected the inside as far as we will here on the video, but never did anything else to it. And the nice thing about this one, and most of the Vogelsongs I've seen, is that it came in great shape. It's got, you know, this beautiful original hammer tone paint. Kind of turn it a couple of ways there, so hopefully we get the light on it just right. And while it does have some wear along here, there's some wear, some paint or something on the back, and a couple of chips here. Yeah, you could have a better one, but I've seen a whole lot of parking meters that are in a whole lot worse shape than this. Hopefully we tilt it up like that. You can read the all of the engraving there. Manufactured and distributed by Vogelsong Meter Company of Emeryville, California. I figured I'd do this video because there's precious little information out there about the Vogelsong. I know that they're from Emeryville. I know that they're 1950s. I've seen magazine advertisements for the Vogelsong that I think are 1951, mid-1950s maybe, and I did find some digitized meeting notes from a municipality that was looking at having Vogelsong be their vendor for parking meters from like 1953. So it puts this squarely in the 50s. I love kind of the atomic age swooped shape to it, when these things were still a mixture of form and function and not just function the way they became. I love the look to it, the hammer tone paint. Really, the hammer tone in this is great, and you'll see even better on the inside. But yeah, there's not that much info about these, so I figured let's go ahead and get something out there, and then of course when I find my next one I'll have this as a reference. So we got the original national key on this. Hopefully you can see the national key there, and this turns to the right, not the left like a Duncan. So it turns to the right, and this is on a little hinge there. I'll take that key out. You got the original cam there. I have to assume this is the original lock and cam and key and everything. Oh, and let's show this off. 1 cent for 12 minutes, 5 cents for 60 minutes, Monday through Friday. So it makes me wonder, were these just sold as one option where you get to charge this much for this parking, or did they stamp these and change the mechanism? I don't know. The two that I've ever seen in person, this one and another person that I know that has it, I think they are exactly the same. I think you can see that right there. Not sure. I don't think those holes are actually for anything, but yeah, that's what it looks like. And you can see the different font there, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So that makes me think that they produced these like this and then stamped the number of when the parking was actually enforced. So that's my guess. Real nice condition on this, and the hammer tone on the inside is even better. Just beautiful example there. The latch is a additional piece that was obviously put on before they painted it, or powder coat or whatever this stuff is. And there are these 4 dropouts that are threaded, and I don't know if that means that there was a coin box that was screwed into this at some point, or exactly how this was done, but mine doesn't do that. That's the dog tapping in the background. There's no stopping her. So there's your door right there, and the key that we open that up with, that's the only key for one of these. So you're going to have one key for your vault door, and that's it. So there's that. Then we get to our coin box. It's a nice, heavy cast coin box. It's marked TT 103. I can't get a good shot of that, but TT 103, maybe you can see that. This is TT 111-2. Everything in the Voglesong, the part numbers look like they are TT from what I've seen. So we'll look in here. This has a screw that has broken off or something. We'll look at this screw later. It is, it doesn't look like it's broken off, but it definitely doesn't go all the way in and catch, and I haven't been able to figure out how that is. But there's your room right there for, let's move the light over and we'll get this a little better for everyone. Hopefully you can see that nice hammer tone on the inside, and then just a open view up into the mechanism, and this little ring will come into play here in a second. So you'll see hinges. Hinge here with a little pin, hinge here with a little pin, and that is why you don't need a service key. Put the light back over there. You do have a coin window. Mine doesn't catch coins, so I don't know what the coin catcher mechanism looked like on this. And this thing, I have noticed, can be set to have some play and kind of work like this, or not. We'll see why that is in a little bit. And then your indicator, let's get a good look at this. So the indicator there has a 30 minutes of violation time that it will tick down to, and then unexpired time. We'll look at that a little closer when we get the mechanism out. So that's what it looks like. And you know, the main feature on this, let's kick it up so that we can make sure to see that. But the main feature on this is it is the other parking meter that has a pop-up ball. Maybe there's a third manufacturer I don't know about. I don't like to speak like I'm the definitive expert on this stuff. It's just what I've learned over the last 5 years. But Martin Red Ball is definitely the more well-known of the mechanisms that work this way with the red ball indicator on top. Vogelsong is the other one that I know about. I'd love to have people come and tell me that there's some other white whale I get to chase after this in a third mechanism that works with the ball. These are glass. So that's a glass dome on the top. That's a glass window there. Duncan had given up on glass for years and years by the time this thing was being made, but they were still doing it. And you can see to operate, insert coin, turn to full stop before releasing handle. And that has a little bit of relief to it there. I don't know if that's from when it was stamped in or if it was part of the manufacturing process or part of the mold, but you can, I don't know if you can see that, but the lettering there has just a little bit of relief to it. And of course the cool coin slot arrow. You gotta love that. So, how do you get into this thing if you don't have two keys? Well, that's where the ring comes into play. And we're gonna talk about this before we open it and after it, because this I think is a design flaw. Let's look close at that, right there. And here's why. So the way that this works is you pull it and it comes down.